So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that a lot of people are seeing through politicians' lies. And that's why this movement is happening, if you will. This libertarian or Tea Party movement or patriot movement or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's the idea that it's the original American idea. The government is a bunch of liars, and they're a bunch of idiots as well. Well, they're not, well, whatever. Anyway, so the government lies in order to get your praise, in order to continue the growth of government and pass law. And within that, because so many laws are passed, there are obviously more criminals or more people made out to be criminals. But the natural idea is that everybody's different. And you have to respect that. You know, you can't just say that one thing is bad, and then another thing is bad, and then another thing is bad, and then another thing is bad, because eventually you're just going to, you know, have everybody in jail, in prison. And that's kind of what's happening here. This is a great example, you know, because it's just this Business Insider article is a great example, because what, now you can be arrested just for saying something about money. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You can't just keep on growing government. You can't just keep on passing laws, because eventually, you know, all you're going to have left is you. And, you know, so let's say, eventually, you know, all of your friends are put in jail for thinking one thing, but you're the one who thinks that something is right. So you're left. Now, are you going to jail too? Just for being the dissenter towards everybody else, actually. You know what I mean? But this is a great metaphor. Every dice, I have a pair of dice in my hands, okay? Naturally, I'm going to have a different outcome on every roll. You know, like, I can only have a total of 12 different types of rolls, I think. Is it 11 types of rolls, 2 through 12, okay? But everybody's grouped in the middle, right at 7. So what do I have? I have 7, and that's the natural roll, okay? But if everybody, like 2 and 12 are the weirdos, you know, because you have a pair of 1s and a pair of 6s, those are the weirdos, right? So we don't like them. Just let's throw them away, you know, get them off, you know? Okay, so eventually, if you start throwing everybody away, like 2, 12, 3, 11, you know, 4, 10, then you start having the group left, you know, the ones that are normal. But is that really all that normal? Isn't it normal to be a little weird once in a while? You know, like... So what I'm trying to get at is you can't just pass laws to make everything normal. You can't pass laws to tell people not to do what they want with money, their own property. This is the natural growth of government. You know, we don't want this. You know, oh man, you people with guns, what's wrong with you? I'm trying to protect myself. Actually, I don't own a gun, but I'll protect your right to have one. I have a knife, and I'll protect your right to have a knife. You know what I mean? So, it's not like I'm going to use a knife. Who's going to tell me to use a knife? Why would I use a knife? You know what I mean? I'd use it to cut steak, but I would never cut anybody else unless they're violating my own space. You know what I mean? So, and if you think that's weird, and you're going to pass a law against it. It's very unnatural. It's very unnatural. You know, I'm the 2 on the pair of dice. So, yeah, there's a heck of a concept for you, natural law. The natural rights. You know, this is why America was great, because everyone was free to do as they pleased. But the more you pass laws, the more it's just unnatural. I cannot even read through the whole United States Code, but I can read the Constitution, which is supposed to limit all of that code. We're going beyond the scope of the Constitution, and it's very unnatural, is what I'm getting at. So, I'd also like to talk about the idea of leaders and followers. So, here we go. How are we going to do this? I saw a video last night, and I commented on it. I think the way what I said in this video was wrong, but let me start out by the premise. The idea of this video was that there were some weirdos. Okay, there was a video taped in a park, and there was a group of people, you know, just sitting down, you know, having a good time, like picnics or whatever. And then there was some weirdo. No, I'll call him a weirdo. This guy was dancing, you know, just being really bad at dancing, something I would do. And then there was another guy that joined him, and they were both dancing really weird, but everybody was watching them. And then there was a couple other people that joined them, you know, and then just more and more people joined them, and they were just weird, you know, but it was fun, you know, fun to watch. But the idea was that there was a leader, and then there was a follower, and then another follower, and then everybody else was following him, you know, because it was awesome, or just really stupid, and everybody wanted to act stupid for a minute. You know what I mean? So then I said on the video, I said, you know what? I'm like a leader in this show, but you know, I don't get many followers or whatever. But I've had, you know, a few people comment on the show, which is great. But what I'm saying is I don't have many people watching the show. And I said it incorrectly, and I said, you know what, I'm a leader and nobody's following me, you know, like too generic. So I wanted to clarify that for one thing. And another thing is I want to make sure that you understand that I am a follower. And I'm following this movement because it just makes total 100% sense to me. The idea of being free. It's good, okay? Be yourself. Be natural. Be naturally stupid. Be naturally cool. Be naturally awesome. Be naturally mathematically minded, or really good at language, or just really stink at spelling. You know what I mean? Be yourself. So, but, okay, so, but this is one way to have me plugged, okay? So, if you're watching my show, respond to me, you know, let me know what you think, you know, email me, call me, whatever. So, you know what? Hit me up. All right. So I'll follow you if you follow me. There we go. All right. All right. And what else we got? Oh yeah. So what am I gonna say? Okay. So everybody knows Washington was the first president, and Lincoln was some other president. Actually, I don't even know. He's probably the 16th president, I think it was. So, but it doesn't matter. The whole thing is they are two very different presidents, but everyone thinks they were both great. How can that be? Isn't that kind of, whoa, you know what I mean? So what's the difference between the two presidents? Washington, the way I see him, he was a general. He commanded the Continental Army for, you know, the I think he was in the north mostly, and he was having a rough time in the war. But basically, in the end, he won, and everyone wanted him to be king, by the way. People wanted him to be a monarch